Arthur here is saying, does Atlas still sing when you play the flute? The answer is yes, though I don't actually play the flute. I only do it for Atlas, basically. So I am terrible when it comes to music and art in general. But yeah, if the dog is having a good time, I'm happy to do it. So there is that. But dogs are absolutely amazing. They can do so many things, and by observing dogs, you can understand a lot about human nature as well. But I won't elaborate on that now. One thing to say about the dogs is there are people who call dogs no, who say that they are, I am, Atlas's dad or whatever, or mom or whatever. So I am the parent of the dog. And me personally, I don't see it this way. For me, a dog is not a child. For me, a dog is another animal, and it's basically a domesticated wolf. And I treat this animal with respect. And I learn from it, and it learns from me. And I appreciate what it is as a dog, as a domesticated wolf and a domesticated apex predator, basically. And I think that's a wonderful, wonderful relationship. Yogi says, I have a golden retriever and he loves to be part of the family, e.g., sitting together with us on the sofa, of course. So I think it depends on the dog breed. Of course, yes, it definitely depends on the dog breed. My dog, Atlas, is a cross breed between an American Pit Bull Terrier, and you know the reputation those have, and that's unfortunate for the animals. So an American Pit Bull Terrier and a German Shepherd, most probably. We are not 100% sure of that. The girl that gave me Atlas all those years ago told me back then that it looked like a German Shepherd and it was black. So we don't know for sure. But the point is that Atlas is a dog that has the qualities of a guard dog. So he is really defensive of his protective, not defensive, of his territory. He's extra protective of me as well. Like we go on a walk, and I will, stop walking for a second to take a picture, and Atlas will notice that I stopped, and he turns around and he's like, "Hey, what happened?" So he always has an eye of where I am and what I am doing, and I think that's wonderful. But my point is, Atlas and Raizu, my other dog, both are highly active dogs. We go for long walks. They run up and down the mountains. They are really intense. Uh, as am I, okay? But the point is that they are also sweethearts. Like Atlas, he wants to sit with me. He wants to be close, to pet him or whatever. Raizu is the same. Uh, I kiss my dog as well, but I don't do that on camera because I kiss him on the forehead because he has a big head and I like it, and it's fun. So there is that, and I think it's a wonderful relationship. Of course, different types of dog will have different features for sure, but I think all dogs are good friends of people. I've never found a dog who is not positively disposed towards people, except from mistreated animals. There are people who should not have a dog because a dog is a huge, huge responsibility. Like, if you have a dog, you are either of two things. You are a responsible person, which is great, or you are not a responsible person and you don't know what you got yourself into. And if you are the latter category, you have to assume responsibility because the dog really needs to be socialized, really needs to have an outlet for all that energy it has. Otherwise, it becomes destructive. And if you are abusing the animal, that animal will be aggressive and will be extremely dangerous. And you see this with small dogs, like the Chihuahua, and they are really aggressive. But because they are small, nobody cares, right? But those are actually ferocious. If they bite you, they will still injure you. But the point is, when you have a larger dog, like Atlas, for example, or the pit bulls or the Rottweilers or whatever, if that kind of dog is mistreated and is abused, you basically have created a killing machine. And that's really, really, really dangerous. And it's the human, first and foremost, who has to deal with the consequences of that. And I think the law should, in my opinion, at least for certain types of dog, should have a higher requirements. Basically, if you don't know, if you are a first-time dog owner, you shouldn't have a dog, basically, that is that kind of dog. You should start with something that is less lethal. But otherwise, you should do basically the equivalent of what we do with driving, right? You should have a special license. So me, I am basically an expert in dogs, and I would like to have a license, and therefore I would like to be able to have any kind of dog, Dogo Argentino, Cane Corso, the Georgian Shepherd dog, whatever, any kind of dog, because I can handle it. But I wouldn't trust any random person with that kind of dog, especially not the kind of people who think that they will be a badass, I am a real man when I have a pit bull with me or a Dogo Argentino or whatever. No, you are not. You are a complete moron and you are mistreating the animal, and your idiocy is a danger to society. So, yeah, but golden retrievers are fantastic. So, I don't think you can go wrong with them. But don't mistreat them either, of course. There is a tendency in many Western modern cultures to see animals as children or objects while they are adults with their own character. For sure, for sure. And dogs in particular, they can actually do a lot of works. Like you have dogs in the military, you have dogs in police departments, you have dogs in customs. They are sniffing the packages and stuff. You have dogs that are service animals, for the blind or for people with epilepsy. You have dogs that are in care centers. Like they can do so many things. And of course, there is an aspect of them which is like a child and it's so cute, right? And endearing, but they are not actually children. No, they definitely have the mind of an adult, and they are both smart and empathetic, so they can understand. Even dogs like Atlas, who is an fairly aggressive dog. Even dogs like Atlas, they have a very good sense of when to do what, and also a very good sense of sensing emotions.